Hi, it's Sarah. Today we're going to talk about how my sister was dropped off here by aliens, and it's her first time on Earth.
Hi, I'm Sarah,
And I'm Amanda.
and this is I'm Your Mother Now podcast.
Season 2, episode,
I want to say 14.
I want to say 14. I want to say
Okay.
14.
Yeah.
So welcome to episode 14.
Good day.
Good day. How are you, my sister?
I have a headache. I took a singular Aleve with my morning coffee.
You know what? I mean, and basically that's what an Excedrin is, right? Isn't it just um pain reliever with a little bit of caffeine to just like jumpstart your
I
system?
think, don't quote me, but I think Excedrin is a Tylenol-based product, which is why I never can use it, and you shouldn't either.
Is it acetaminophen?
Yeah. You have a problem with that. You were like allergic to it, Amanda.
I know. I
Oh,
know
okay.
it's almost taken me over to the other side.
I know. I just wanted to because you were just kind of like recommending a medicine that kills you. So I was just like,
Well,
I
I
want to
mean,
make
I
sure we're on the same page.
listen, it's called the headache medicine, okay? Just because it's not for me doesn't mean.
Yeah, and now I'm drinking water. So,
Okay,
we
good.
we got this. So let's
Water is
let's
good.
let's do this. I have a story for you that you've never heard
Okay, let's go.
before.
Let's go, girl.
Okay, because I had this like thought the other morning and I started voice texting you. And as I voice texted, I'm like, no, I'm going to save this for the podcast. Okay. So do you remember Grandma Stolfi?
Of course.
Okay. So backstory, when we were young, we had let's call her a nanny.
Yeah, she was a nanny.
She was a nanny,
I don't
but
know
we
why
called her
we would say
grandma
let's call her that.
because I think of her as my grandmother.
She
That's
was,
why.
well, there was an older woman in the house all the time.
Oh, yeah, and she was like she took us places and like taught us things, and I was at her house a lot. So regardless, Grandma Stofi. So at some point, I got it. I was like at her house, and she had this cache, like an absolute cache of Good Housekeeping magazines.
Okay. I can kind of
Okay,
picture them in her, yeah,
like
house
dozens upon dozens of them. Okay,
with just
and
gems of information, I'm
gems
assuming.
of information and me, I was probably what, 10, let's say. i
Okay.
was I was thirsty for information upon being a woman in the world, so I just
Yeah.
took all of those magazines home and I would just pour through them. Like, I went cover to cover. Good Housekeeping. I learned how to apply my eyeliner. I learned how to put mayonnaise on stains on wood. Like, I learned so many things, and I was thinking about that because it isn't this funny? Because we were talking
Funny.
about like my sister at some point in the past week was like, "Hey, do you ever feel like you were just like dropped here on this
Just dropped
planet?"
here. Dropped here. Like you are just looking around and like you're new here. And you're new here because you see people who are like younger than you by like 10 years and they're just like they figured that out.
Well, that's what I was laughing because like as we've had these discussions about our childhood, it's become really clear that we're very different
Well,
learners.
yes, we are. Yeah, well,
Yes.
yeah, and it's more than that too because I just never had the thought to go seek anything out. I was just like, what's happening?
I
Just
know. And it's very interesting, and I don't think like one is better than the other. I just think they're very different ways. And I was thinking about that because I feel like I learned so much from everybody around me, including mom. And it's because I was literally looking at everybody around me as a source of information. I was like, what are you doing? And what are you doing? I was always talking to adults. I was like, hey, what are you doing? And why do you use that perfume? Barbara Fickett? I was like up in her stuff. I was like, what's this powder that you have here? Where do you put that? Like, what's this for? What's that? I was like, what's Calyx? I saw it in your bathroom. And she's like, it's a perfume by Estee Lauder. Like, I was just like, I was so like, I was like,
I was
so
the
like freaking out about life all the time.
and I yeah, and I wasn't. I was internalizing
I know, but what did we
everything.
discover, Amanda? Because we looked
Well,
at your North Node.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't
don't
that was
remember
some
all the details.
okay. Well,
You read through
basically,
8 pages, Sarah.
I
Wait,
know. Oh, I can't show you the book because I'm actually using it to keep my computer level right now.
yes. I was also just thinking about our, that's really funny, our childhood and how when I would ask mom later, like, oh, like what, you didn't teach me how to cook. She would always say, you didn't want to learn. She would always say, you didn't want to know. I heard that a lot. You didn't want to. You didn't want to because you didn't want to. Um, and
Is
I
it
don't really,
is that true? Did you
I don't
reject
know.
learning?
I don't know. I don't know that I have a specific stance on it. I just think that it's interesting that I heard that a lot. And now I'm listening to you, and you are saying that you went and you were seeking out that information. So if her experience of parenting with a first child was that that child was constantly seeking out information, and then I came along and I'm very different. I need a different learning environment, like completely. She was like, well, you don't want to know because you're not coming up and asking me these questions. And it's like, because I didn't even know that those were questions to be asked.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, if you're not familiar with North Node, you can look up your North Node and just do a quick Google on yours. Yours, Amanda, is North Node in Aries, and mine is North Node in Gemini. And what your North Node kind of tells you is about your past lives
Mm-hmm.
and what you came to learn in this incarnation.
Right.
Like you're like the challenges you're going to face in this incarnation. And if I remember correctly, in your past lives, you were of service to others.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
were
yes.
like an
Sorry.
assistant, a
Mm-hmm.
householder, like you intuit everybody's
Uh-huh.
needs, and that was based in a survival mechanism as well, because if the
Mm-hmm.
people you were serving were successful, you would be taken care of. Right?
Sure.
So
Yeah,
now in
yeah.
this incarnation, it's learning not to be that person for everybody and to center your own needs.
Literally. It's very
Literally.
difficult. It's very
Yeah.
difficult. Even thinking about like our morning routine, I would say to myself, why do I have to get up earlier if I need to do like XYZ? It's like you don't actually. I can get up at the same time, and then my partner can do the lunch thing that he doesn't do because I hop out of bed, do everything that I can, and then run downstairs to make sure that everything is on the same schedule. And it's like, no, girl, like you're also allowed to like get ready in the morning. But it's very
Wild.
hard. It's yeah, I forgot it. When you said North Node, I was like, my North Node, was it the Libra? Was it the Airy? I'm not, you can't throw those things at me like that, Sarah, especially this
Sorry.
early in the morning.
But
But yes.
yeah, but it was like really, it was really fun because I have this book, like an actual book. Hey, Suzette.
Right.
I have a book, and my sister was saying something to me about being brand new. And I was like, oh my God, let's look up your North Node. I'm like, I'm going to do something that the kids don't know about. I'm going to go to my bookshelf
Yeah.
and I'm going to pull a reference book down and I'm going to flip through and learn.
Yes, it was very analog, but it was very cool because we got to tell you guys, like, I was telling my sister that I felt this way. I'm like I was just dropped here, and then I was saying, well, can you look at my chart, like my star chart, and see what houses I'm in? Me just paraphrasing because I can not
Who
quite
dropped
there.
me here?
Yeah, I'm like, can't you see what I was meant here to do? And she was like, it won't work that way. And then she's thinking about it and she goes, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know how I'm going to figure this out. And that was cool because we troubleshooted, Sarah. We're like, we're going to figure out,
Yeah,
we're going to go back to the ancient texts to
the
figure
ancient
out
text.
what is happening with my sister.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. And and then that kind of also led to the discussion is like, mom actually taught me to do that when I was a kid. She's like, go look it up because we had a lot of books. Like, go look it up. We had the encyclopedia. I was like all up and
I
down that
remember, yeah.
encyclopedia. Yeah, like she did teach us those things. And I think like when I think of my childhood specifically, it was I was always learning something. I feel like I was always learning something. I was always like immersed in something, but I do also know that I was the one spearheading a lot of those things. And
Right.
I was like, I'm obsessed with the Little House on the Prairie. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with Pride and Prejudice. Like I would become obsessed with things. And I wonder if part of that was like annoying for a little sister too, because like I was just like, and mom was like, well, we're doing this, so you might as well do it too, Amanda. Right?
Yeah, it is because we've talked about that too, how I was always kind of just doing whatever hobby you were into. and then I didn't know that you could just move on to another one, so I would stick with it for like a right, and I'd be like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna win it. I'm gonna win it, I guess, but
Yeah.
in a non-competitive way because I don't really feel like I'm a competitive person. Do you think I'm a competitive person?
Yes.
Actually, you do?
I
Oh, this might be a landmark moment for me here because I have always considered myself to not be a competitive person.
Interesting. My reflex is to say you are a competitive person,
Okay.
but upon reflection, were you actually competitive, or did you just think this is the thing I'm supposed to do?
Right.
And you didn't
Because
actually have like,
I
you
have
know,
I have spent time with truly competitive people who are competitive in every aspect of they have it. Like whatever, even if it's perceived. You just gave me
sorry, you
you
cut
gave
out for
me
a second.
yes, you gave me that look like where have you gone? And then my computer said, "You're unstable."
Okay, well, back to stable. So I guess we like crashed the
Oh,
internet for a second with that
all
with
right.
those vibes.
Boom. The internet's like,
Stupid.
wow, am I competitive?
I don't think
But
either of us are competitive, actually.
no, because I think that I'm too like diplomat, like democratic, right? Like I want like I feel like things need to be even, and things need to like everyone needs to be heard, like in your opinions when it comes to like I think that we can all find a solution that works for everyone. It doesn't need to be like whatever I decided. Do you know what I'm saying?
Interesting. I don't think that's, but like, isn't competitive, like when I think of competitive, I think of like, I like a person who wants to excel in a specific thing. Like, I want to be the best at this.
Right. Right. But if you're the best, that means that someone else is like the second best, the worst, whatever. You want to
Like your
be better.
ranking.
You want to be better than whoever else is doing it.
Yes. And I guess like if you're in a situation where the metric of that is like super clear, like, you're at a horse
Right.
show and the best is
Number
going to be the
one.
first place. But
Hmm.
my brain disagrees. So, like, to me, like with a horse show, right? They're like, oh, blue ribbon, you're the best. I'm like, are they the best? Or like, is that the perception of the judges that day, right? Like, am I having a bad day? Is my horse having anxiety and doesn't want to do these weird things? Where like that's what I would think. Like, it's like it's not that you're the best. It's like that day, that's what that person decided for you.
Hmm.
Like, are you the best? Like, what does that even fucking
Me?
mean? No,
No,
like
I know.
anybody, like I feel
It's
like it's
all
so
subjective at the,
subjective.
yes, it is.
Yes.
So many things are subjective at the end
Yeah,
of the
and I think at the end of the day, ooh, we haven't said that in a while. I think at the end of the day, we're like the drive for competing in that way to be told that you're the best at something really is because deep down inside, you don't feel like you're the best for you,
Ooh.
you know?
I mean, we got to talk to someone who's really competitive and see what they say.
I don't really, do I know anybody who's really
Oh, I
competitive?
do.
Okay, you said you did. You said you did. I think I just like really complicate the idea of competitive.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
just
like
like
really overcomplicated it.
it's very basic. It's the men in sports is where it starts.
I just like it just like really I don't like it. But I do like I want to be good at the things I do, but my metric for how good I am is different than the metric that is usually offered. For
And
example,
that okay,
this actually happened to me yesterday where I was just having like a little chat with a colleague that was kind of like venting with me and just being like, what do you do when you feel like the methodology you've chosen, like your client is not doing the work and they're showing up every week, but they're like not doing the task that you're assigning them. Like, what do
sure.
you do about that? Does that ever
Hmm.
happen to you? And I was like, I don't care. Like, what do you mean? Like, if they're showing up every week, I'm going to assume that whatever they're getting from me in the 53 minutes that we're together is of value to them. And that feels like
Hmm.
a success to me because it takes effort to go to therapy physically every single week
Hmm.
with everything everyone has going on. So I'm like, that feels like a win to me. But coming at it from a very like clinical standpoint, like he's like, but there's goals. Like what they're not meeting the goals. They're saying they can't do this. Like, doesn't that bother you? And I said, quite frankly, it doesn't bother me at all because they're
No.
not my goals. They're that person's goals. So if
Mm-hmm.
that person has set goals for themselves and they're not meeting them, maybe we reassess what their goals are. Like, but I would never want to create an environment for someone where they feel like they're coming into therapy and I'm going to tell them they didn't do a good job and they didn't accomplish something. Like, that feels so
Right.
awful to me.
Right. Because to you, success is showing up, getting
To
getting
me,
to
to me,
therapy.
success is peace.
Sure.
Success is peace. So if
Hmm.
you come to therapy and you're able to find your own peace in whatever way you do that, that feels successful to me, right? Like, I
Right.
don't care how you live your life. I don't care about your routines. I care that the way you live your life and your routines feel good to you. So I think like that kind of flies in the face of like mechanics of therapeutic like interventions, right? Because we're
Hmm.
looking at like this plus this equals this, but humans are not machines. And it's just a
Hmm.
different way of looking at it because my style of therapy doesn't work for everybody.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, why should it? It
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Yeah. So like if you need like a therapist to be like, here's your homework, you need to accomplish this. It's not me.
No, it's not. Do you
It's
think
not
you
me.
can have your mic a little bit further away from your mouth?
Is it
I
asthma?
you're getting as the more passion, as the passion flows through you, the mic is getting closer, and then
It's emerging into me.
I am the podcast now.
Is this the appropriate way?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like this
It was like a
close.
lot. It was a lot.
It's good. They're good mics, Sarah. Honestly, like we don't even have to hold them, like I've told you. But
You keep telling me like, but what will I hold then?
yeah. Anyhow, okay.
Mm.
The North Node. I don't know why I wrote that down and I keep looking at it. I'm like, why do I not remember us calling it that at all when I was talking to you?
Maybe because my book doesn't have a cover.
Maybe. And then you were like, there's 44 more pages about you. I was feeling incredibly seen. It's like if you are just like feeling confused, I mean, this is kind of woo-woo, I guess, but like if you read anything about astrology, just check out your horoscope, check out anything, and you're gonna be like, huh.
Not one
People
single unique experience.
people are not that unique, and that's the thing too, where I when I think about the frameworks of psychology and how if you study them and you then sit in front of a person and you're trying to fit them into one, it can make your life very, very difficult, right? Like your approach is that you're gonna like get to know this person, and then your training on those frameworks and how to react to certain situations will help guide you. You don't have to be like putting a name to it in your head, because
Right.
after a certain amount of time you realize that we have some common themes. We've got a
Many.
handful of common themes, and those are likely gonna line up with the most common frameworks that you see uh,
They do.
in your
They do
field. Yeah.
be. And astrology is wild. I think the book is by a person called Jan Spiller.
Is this the book that's holding up your phone that we're thinking about?
It's holding up my computer over here because it's like a thick
Okay,
book and I
got
needed
it.
it to be level. But I think it's by Jan Spiller and it's a book about North Node and
Book,
it's
book.
only North nodes. It's just
Got it.
like it has about 40 pages for each node and it goes through like everything, career, relationships, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting. I was telling you because I've had this book for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was first reading about my North Node like 8 years ago, that a lot of the things really resonated with me. And I've been looking back at it now, and a lot of the things are not resonating with me, which
Ooh,
I
interesting.
think, yeah, it's like interesting. It's like I think that it just means that I've changed so much, right? Like I've
Right.
shifted so much. Well, my life is so different than it was 8 years ago,
It's so
right?
different
It's
than
so
it was
different
one year ago.
than it was one
Ah.
year ago. Yeah, like everything changes. And I think that is also indicated in there too, which means that I'm like kind of plowing through these experiences and now I can like really be a little more aligned in
Mm-hmm.
what I'm putting out there. Because I do feel that way, like Amanda. I feel like very like grounded in myself these days. Like
Yes, you are. So just really quickly, going back to when you feel like you were dropped here. right?
You,
If you,
yes. Hmm.
well, not me, because there's got to
Just
be other
kidding.
people. There's got
I'm
to be
just
other
kidding.
people out there, right?
There
Like what
are so many.
and so like what do we okay, so the thing that I thought we were going to look for is when all of your houses are clustered together, right? Like you're trying
Okay.
to figure out like a certain part, but I want you
Yes.
to tell me the like how can we help people figure out if they like how to validate this feeling like they were just dropped here on this
That you're
planet.
brand new.
That you're brand new. Other people have like
Okay.
we have always talked about how you've lived so many lives. And I'm like, I don't even know. Apparently, I was just a secretary in like the 70s. I just Sarah was a warrior princess. She was like, maybe she was like Cleopatra's best friend, and I was just like an admin in like the math.
We don't know because soul amnesia is real, but and this is my interpretation of charts. So just
Sure.
understand that I'm not a professional astrologist, okay? And I
Hmm.
don't even care, right? So, but the way that so when you look at your chart, you're going to have your planets clustered in different distributed through different houses,
Right.
okay?
Hmm.
So each house represents a different area of your life.
Sure.
And there's 12 houses, okay?
Hmm.
So when you have a planet in a specific house, that would say, this is the area where you're focusing on that. So if like let's say, your Mercury is in your 10th house.
Hmm.
Mercury is communication. That would indicate that in this life, you're going to be a person whose communication skills are not just person to person, but speaking to a larger community, like an
Mm.
impact on the world, right?
Hmm.
So, when you look at your chart, see are your planets scattered around, dispersed kind of evenly? Are they all clustered in one or two houses?
Hmm.
And the way I interpret that is if your planets are clustered in just a couple houses, like all together, that
Hmm.
tells me you came here in this life to super focus on that area.
Yeah. Hmm.
Super focus on the area. Now, you may have some houses that have no planets at all, and that doesn't mean nothing of significance happens in that area of your life. It just means, like, from my interpretation, that the next life, the experiences you had in those houses will be where the
Hmm.
planets are next time. Because then you're
Mm.
going to be like, oh, we're going to learn on this, right?
Yeah.
So for me, pretty much all of my planets are clustered in the fourth and fifth house, which is all about relationships. Okay.
Yeah.
And who is more obsessed with relationships than your sister?
No, I mean, no, there's no one. There's no one.
No, I
There's no
love
one.
I love relationships so much that I can't just have my own. I need to make my job being involved in everybody else's
She
relationships.
she literally is ready to be your mother now. Okay.
I like tell me about I want to track the patterns of your relationships. Like I love that. I love
Yeah.
people connecting.
Wait, I love people connecting too. Not
You
necessarily
do.
connecting with people, but like getting groups of people together that have common interests that I know are like really gonna like each other.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're describing is like very much what I do at work, but with actual data, you know, like data sets. The analyzing. Oh, look at your face. You're making such a like a poo-poo face, but the reality is you have an analytical mind. You're just analyzing sets of data that are very unfamiliar to me, the houses and the
Yes.
nodes.
Yes. I like things without the numbers and without cells. I don't like a cell.
But you can put a formula in a cell and you can make that cell more productive for
A
you.
cell is a jail for information, and I don't want that. I don't want it. I've tried so hard with Excel spreadsheets. Like my whole marriage, James was like, here's an Excel spreadsheet. And I'm like, but my brain wants to eat that and then
But the
shit it out.
reason the reason why it was like that is because that's just how it is like in the corporate world. Everything is in a spreadsheet
I
and
understand.
you just toss it in there and then it's like here. That's why you said that one of your you didn't call it a strength, but one of your oh my God, what is it called, Sarah? That you've never been on Teams before. You're like This is going to be part of my identity that I've never been on a Teams call before.
Yeah, I don't know what I called that, but yeah, I've never been on a Teams call.
Like I'm like it, did we call it like a strength? I don't know if it's a strength. It's just truly one of like
My
you
claim to fame.
I'm telling you because if we look at the impact that these Teams calls have on the rest of us, Sarah, I mean you are dodging a bullet there, but I mean you are then having completely different interactions.
I have other bullets, but like I don't have that like visceral reaction to the sound of Teams calls, like that whatever that sound is that it
It's
makes.
doon 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 doon. You didn't even know what it
Did
was.
it because it's not in me.
It's not good for you. Honestly,
Good for me.
I'll like sometimes I'll be in so many Teams calls that I'm like, I have to go touch grass. Like literally just hold on. Let me go outside and like stare at the sky for just a little bit, Sarah?
That is such important work to go and completely blank yourself because that is when your imagination recalibrates and you can
Yeah.
create. You
Yeah.
need that breath in your brain.
You have to. Like I always believe that I have to take a break when if I can't figure something out, then I have to stop. I can't
Yeah.
I can't pound away at it like into late into the night because then I'm just going to make mistakes. I need to like refresh because my brain
Yeah.
is best in the morning, honestly.
Yeah.
Not quite
I
this
would
time, but
like I would say like during the times of my life when I've been in like the deepest transformation, I
mm-hmm.
spent a lot of time like laying out on the grass and like completely unfocusing my eyes and staring at the sky and like seeing these shimmering things. I would do it for like hours. All through nap times. Any nap times I would just be like out there staring at the sky and be like, why? And
Yeah,
just like blank myself, right? And I did
sure.
that for years. Like I would go into the woods and do it. I would just anywhere. I would just like
Mm-hmm.
I remember like sometimes we would be in the car and James would be like, "What are you thinking?" And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't thinking about anything." He's like, "'Cause you looked so deep in thought." And I was like, "No, I actually was completely dissociated just
Wait,
now."
it's I remember one time we were going to Six Flags with a group of Jehovah's Witnesses and we were in the car for a very long time and someone said something that left such an impact on me that was like if your mind ever goes blank then the devil can get inside. Like if you
Yeah.
literally think about nothing then the devil will get in there.
And
And
that's what you want.
you want the devil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If
Yeah,
and, if
yeah.
I'm going to have any energy that I'm going to be playing with, it is the devil who is a free thinker, right? Questions authority and just is walking around being like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Did you think about that? What about that?" Like, yeah, bring the devil in.
Okay. I don't okay. Well,
Yeah.
the problem is, Sarah,
Mm.
I can't reach that. I can't reach the part where there's nothing in my mind.
That's
You
not
think
true.
you don't think so?
No,
I think
I
that's
don't
when
think
I
so.
go to sleep. Oh,
I
you
think
think
that's
I can reach
I
there?
think
You
yeah, I
think I
think
can
that's
get
just
there?
I think that's just a story you have told yourself, but I think you do and I think especially over the past couple of years, you've found the way you do that and look what you've manifested. You're in look at the house you manifested, your
Okay,
life.
yes.
Okay, wow, what were you doing that just then? Were you
I
trying to
was
blank during the
I was
podcast?
She's like,
Time and a place,
I did
bitch.
it. I didn't. Don't have your mind go blank when I'm asking you a question when we're on the podcast. Just tried it out real quick. And now,
Wow.
oh God.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, you know
Yes.
what?
No, no, no.
Next time, because I have to go now, but next time,
Okay.
we should definitely talk about how I made that deal with the devil when I was little. Yeah, to be continued.
Wow.
I've been a long time devil
Now,
acolyte.
so like how has the contract been? I'm picturing like Ursula when you say this for some reason. That's the devil that you signed a contract with.
I'm just gonna leave you with this little tidbit. I'd rather have a contract with the devil than with a narcissistic, misogynistic, bigoted God who would tell me, kill your kid. Psych, just wanted to make sure you were listening to me.
Sarah, wow, this
I'm sorry, am I the only one? That guy's insane.
I mean, okay, honestly, that's like a whole, like, I don't even know if the podcast will get into that sort of depths of religion, but
Buffering. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
yeah, hopefully the sun is out wherever you are and you can,
I'm
kick
going to
off your
be in a
summer.
little spa town in West Virginia. So I'm just going to be in a hot spring,
Ooh.
getting a massage
Oh,
with,
I didn't
with,
even know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll,
Well, yeah.
I'll just be here, but in a few weeks I'll be there.
See you soon, sis.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Would you still love me if I was a worm?